In this video, we're going to talk about a unique case where you're able to convert between two different types of measurements for volume. What we know is liters is a unit of volume. You know this because you drink 2-liter sodas. Hopefully you don't drink 2-liter sodas by yourself. That would not be very healthy. But liter is just a form of volume occupying some space. Centimeter is a unit of length, but if you take that and apply in 3 dimensions, you can say 1 centimeter deep, 1 centimeter wide, 1 centimeter high, you get a unit of volume as well. So one special property is that we can convert from liters to centimeters cubed because these are both types of units of volume. So something I really haven't talked about yet in the videos is how conversion factors are essentially equivalencies. When I take something and I put it in that little box and put one thing on the top and one thing on the bottom, those two things are equivalent. When I did meters to centimeters, I said 10 to the negative second meters over 1 centimeter. Well, that's because they're the same. 10 to the negative seconds, 0.01, 0.01, or 1/100th of a meter is a centimeter. So the same can be said about this. This is an extra conversion factor I've written down here on the bottom that tells us 1 milliliter is equal to 1 centimeter cubed. Since these two things are equal, they can be used in conversions. So if I'm converting from 84 milliliters to cubic centimeters, I can put milliliters on the bottom because that's what I want to get to cancel, and I can put cubic centimeters on the top because that's what I'm trying to get to. Well, since they're equal, 1 cubic centimeter is the same thing as 1 milliliter. So these milliliters cross out, and you're left with 84 cubic centimeters. Pretty straightforward, but let's say they give us something a little bit more complicated. Let's say they want us to convert from 152 liters to cubic centimeters. So a little bit tougher for this one. We don't have a way of relating liters directly to cubic centimeters. However, we can relate milliliters to cubic centimeters, and we can relate liters to cubic centimeters. So what I'm going to do is draw a little kind of conversion kind of track here, what I'm going to do. So I know I can go from liters to milliliters, and then I know I can go from milliliters to centimeters cubed. This conversion track's particularly helpful as you get into the more challenging problems where you might have to do 5 or 6 conversions in one step. So again, same setup for conversion. I start with 152 liters, and I'm trying to get 2 milliliters first. That's what my conversion track up here tells me. So I'm going to put ml on the top, L in the bottom. The conversion factor is 10 to the negative third, 1 up there. And now from milliliters to centimeters cubed, I want milliliters to cancel. I want to get 2 centimeters cubed. And I know 1 centimeter cubed is 1 milliliter. So liters can cancel, milliliters can cancel. And what I end up with is 152 divided by 10 to the negative third. To get rid of a negative exponent, I bring it to the top. So that's the same as 152 times 10 to the third centimeters cubed. Let's try one more example that's going to be particularly challenging. So what we're going to do here is we're going to convert from, let's go the other way with it. So we're going to convert from millimeters cubed to liters. So this is among one of the trickiest conversions that you can have here. So let's think about what we need to do. Well, when I notice that I'm going from some cubic meter type of unit to liters, I know that at some point I'm going to have to go from milliliters, from millimeters, let's go down here, from centimeters cubed to milliliters. That's the one thing that allows me to go between meters cubed and milliliters. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Well, how do I get from millimeters cubed 2 centimeters cubed. I can't do it in one step. I must first go through meters cubed and then to centimeters cubed. From milliliters, I can then go to liters. So these are all legal processes that we've already defined that we know the conversion factors for. We can go from millimeters to meters. We can go from meters to centimeters cubed to milliliters, milliliters to liters. So let's set up that full process. Oh, I forgot to put a number here. So 5. Do 5 cubic millimeters. So 5 cubic millimeters. Must first go to meters cubed. I want millimeters to cancel out. Meters in the top. Conversion factor is 10 to the negative third over 1. And I have to cube it because I need millimeters cubed in meters cubed. I then know that from meters cubed, I'm trying to go to centimeters cubed. Centimeters up here. Meters down here. 1, 10 to the negative 2. And we can cube that. From centimeters cubed, I know that I can go straight to milliliters. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio. From milliliters, I can then go to liters. Notice how every time I'm just trying to cancel out the previous unit which I formed with my new conversion factor. Conversion factor for this, 10 to the negative third over 1. Switch colors here. So I have to distribute all these cubes into their respective places. So this becomes 5 millimeters cubed. I like this color. It's a nice color. Times 10 to the negative 9th meters cubed times 1 millimeter cubed. 1 centimeter cubed. 10 to the negative 2 meters cubed. 1 milliliter. 1 centimeter cubed. None of the rest of these are cubes, so I don't have to change anything. 10 to the negative third liters over 1 milliliter. Double check to make sure I did everything right. I see I made a mistake. I did not cube this here, so that should actually be 10 to the negative 6. Multiply straight across the top, you get 5 times 10 to the negative 12th over 10 to the negative 6. Subtracting negative 12 minus negative 6 gives me 5 times 10 to the negative 6, which is 0.50 and then 5.